conversation.
Help out like that.
That police over there, I don't know.
Cheryl,
But,
you changed.
what?
I changed my mind.
Rich, how you doing, right?
Yeah.
All good? All good? All right. Good evening, everyone. Today is Monday, November 24th, and the time is 6:03 p.m. This meeting is officially called to order. Please rise and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of Allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Councilmember Brusher.
Here.
Councilmember Coyle. Here. Councilmember Harris. Councilmember Patel.
Here.
Councilmember Batile.
Here.
Councilmember Pointer.
Present.
Councilmember Shmuel.
Here.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, adequate notice, please.
Adequate notice of this meeting as required by the Open Public Meeting Act of 1975 has been provided by the annual notice sent to the Home News Tribune, Star Ledger, Desi Talk on November 18th, 2024, and posted in the lobby municipal complex on that same date.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. As far as Council President's remarks, I'm just going to note a meeting change. Wednesday, December 10th regular meeting is canceled and will be combined with Monday, December 8th meeting. So Monday, December 8th will be a combined meeting here in Council Chambers at 6 p.m. Thank you. At this time, we'll move to unfinished businesses, ordinances for further consideration, public hearing, and final adoption. Any questions, comments, or concerns from my colleagues regarding ordinance 2264 or ordinance 2265? Seeing none, we'll move on to proposed ordinances. Ordinance 2266, 2267, and 2268. Any questions, comments, or concerns from my colleagues?
Council President?
Yes, Councilman Patel.
For 2266, I just want to say that I think it's good that we're moving from 25 to 20% for the compliance, and I think this will give the residents more flexibility and also provide more canopy of shade for the residents to enjoy.
Thank you, Councilman. Any other comments? Seeing none, we'll move on to 7, review of the minutes. Any questions, comments, or concerns for the minutes of November 12th, 2025? Seeing none, move on to review of the agenda. 8, from the business administrator, A, resolution awarding contract for the furnishing of cellular phone services, wireless cards, and accessories, not to exceed $250,000. And B, resolution awarding contract for medical services not to exceed $150,000. Any questions, comments, or concerns? Seeing none, moving to 9, Department of Finance. A, resolution approving disbursements. B, resolution authorizing refund for redemption of tax sale certificates. C, resolution authorizing refund of tax overpayments. D, refund of water overpayments. E, refund of overpayments by successful tax court appeal. F, authorizing transfer of funds in 2025 current fund appropriations. G and H, resolution requesting approval for items for revenue and appropriations. Any questions, comments, or concerns? Seeing none, moving to 10, Department of Planning and Engineering. A through I are various refunds for fees and bonds. Any questions, comments, or concerns? Seeing none, 11, from the Department of Public Works. A and B are resolutions releasing street opening escrows. C, resolution awarding contract to various vendors for purchases of tires, tubes, and services, not to exceed $225,000. D, resolution awarding contract to 2 vendors for collision repairs, not to exceed $290,000. E, resolution accepting contract for, that was D and E. And then F, resolution rejecting all bids received for automobile parts and accessories. Any questions, comments, or concerns? Seeing none, 12, from the Department of Recreation. A, resolution authorizing refund for men's fall softball league. Any questions, comments, or concerns? Seeing none, 13, from the Chief of Police. A, resolution authorizing sale of abandoned vehicles. Any questions, comments, or concerns? Seeing none, at this time, we'll move on to the regular meeting. 14, approval of minutes. Can I get a motion for the approval of minutes?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Patil, seconded by Councilman Shmuel. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Seeing none, minutes are approved. 15, unfinished businesses, ordinances for further consideration, public hearing, and final adoption. Madam Clerk, please read ordinance 2264.
An ordinance amending Chapter 11 titled General Licensing and Business Regulations, Section 11-34, titled Filming and Videotaping to comply with requirements of the Film Ready New Jersey program.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. At this time, I'd like to open it up to anyone here that would like to speak on ordinance 2264. Seeing no public comment, can I get a motion to close the public portion?
Motion to close the public portion.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Patil, second by Councilman Patel. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Public comment is now closed on the ordinance. Can I get a motion on the ordinance?
Motion to
Motion.
second.
Motion by Councilman Coyle, second by Councilman Patil. Any council comments on the ordinance? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Councilmember Brescher.
Yes.
Councilmember Coyle.
Yes.
Councilmember Patel.
Yes.
Councilmember Patil.
Yes.
Councilmember Shmuel.
Yes.
Council President Pointer.
Yes. Ordinance 2265. Madam Clerk, please read.
Ordinance authorizing the Township of Edison to accept for dedication a right-of-way of Links Drive on the property in the development known as Links at Edison LLC, Block 557, Lot 16.22, as shown on preliminary and final subdivision plans.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. At this time, I'd like to open it up to the public for any questions, comments, or concerns on ordinance 2265. Seeing none, can I get a motion to close the public comment?
Motion to close?
Second.
Motion by Councilman Patel, second by Councilman Patil. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Public comment is now closed. At this time, can I get a motion on ordinance 2265?
I move this ordinance be passed on the first reading, published according to law.
This one's actually the actual hearing.
Motion to approve.
Oh,
The Links
this
Drive.
is the other one, okay. All right, yes, I'll motion for this.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Brescher, seconded by Councilman Patel. Any council comments? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Councilmember Brescher.
Yes.
Councilmember Coyle. Councilmember Patel.
Yes.
Councilmember Patil.
Yes.
Councilmember Shmuel.
Yes.
Council President Pointer.
Yes. Ordinance passes. 16, new business. Proposed ordinances for public hearing set down for Monday, December 8th, 2025. And again, that's because the Wednesday meeting on the 10th is being moved to the 8th as a combined meeting. Ordinance 2266, Madam Clerk, please read.
An ordinance amending Chapter 25, trees by amending subsections 25-6.1, exemptions from the tree replacement, and 25-16, violations and penalties.
Just a point of clarification, the violations and penalties was modified to be removed because that would be how the ordinance was written was in violation of state statute, which is how our fines are read for that ordinance. So that's why that portion was removed.
The way the statute is written is fine. The way the proposed changes were written would have violated the state statute. So we took that out.
Appreciate the clarification, but just for clarification on that. Can I get a motion on the ordinance?
Motion.
Council President?
Yes, Councilman Patel.
I move this ordinance be passed on first reading, published according to law, for further consideration and public hearing set down for Monday, December 8th.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Coyle, second by Councilman Patel. Any council comments? For myself, I understand it's a small adjustment, but these are one of those items that the small adjustment, when you compound it over a prolonged period of time and over a vast area such as Edison Township, I believe it will have a positive benefit for the community. And I appreciate the hopeful support from my colleagues on this. Thank you. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Councilmember Brescher.
Yes.
Councilmember Coyle.
Yes.
Councilmember Patel.
Yes.
Councilmember Patil.
Yes.
Councilmember Shmuel.
Yes.
Council President Pointer.
Yes. Ordinance passed for introduction. Ordinance 2267. Madam Clerk, please read ordinance.
An ordinance amending Chapter 39 Land Use to add Section 14 Environmental Impact Statement, establishing guidelines for when an environmental impact statement shall be required for certain development applications.
Thank you. Can I get a motion on the ordinance?
Council President?
Yes, Councilman Patel.
I move this ordinance be passed on first reading, published according to law for further consideration and public hearing set down for Monday, December 8th, 2025.
Thank you. Can I get a second on the
Second.
ordinance? Sorry.
Second.
Thank you. So, motion by Councilman Patel, second by Councilman Patil. Any council comments?
Council President?
Yes, Councilman Patel.
I think this is a great initiative. This will add transparency and accountability and environmental protection that Edison requires. This is also similar to where other towns have done it, as noted, which is like Hamilton and Livingston. And hopefully this will give us a better way to defend the board, a better decision, and defend legally, a legal defense for the board when they have environmental issues.
Thank you, Councilman Patel. Any other comments? For myself, for anyone that supported the public advocate position, the overall theory behind that was having a more robust record for the land use boards to have before them in review of an application. What this ordinance will request from certain applications that meet criteria guidelines will further the record that is before the board for any applications that, when I was on the planning board, that had a environmental impact statement accompanying it for DEP purposes and such. I found it extremely helpful in my review. So I am hoping again for the similar support with this. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Councilmember Brescher.
Yes.
Councilmember Coyle.
Yes.
Councilmember Patel.
Yes.
Councilmember Patil.
Yes.
Councilmember Shmuel.
Yes.
Council President Pointer.
Yes. Ordinance 2267 is introduced. Ordinance 2268. Madam Clerk, please read.
An ordinance establishing the not-to-exceed salaries of certain officers, department heads, and employees of the township.
Thank you. Can I get a motion on the ordinance?
Council President,
Yes,
I
Council.
move this ordinance be passed on first reading, published according to law for further consideration and public hearing set down for Monday, December 8, 2025.
Thank you, Councilman Patil. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Councilman Patil, second by Councilman Patel. Any council comments? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Councilmember Brescher.
Yes.
Councilmember Coyle.
Yes.
Councilmember Patel.
Yes.
Councilmember Patil.
Yes.
Councilmember Shmuel.
Yes.
Council President Pointer.
Yes. Thank you. This time we'll move on to 17, public comment on the resolutions. At this time, I'd like to open it up to the public for any comments on the resolutions only. I see no comment on the resolutions. Can I get a motion to close the public portion on the resolutions?
Motion to close?
Second.
Motion by Councilman Patel, second by Councilman Patil. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Public portion is now closed on the comments for the resolutions. 18, proposed resolutions. Anything to pull for a separate vote?
Can I try 642?
Any other resolutions to pull for a separate vote? All right, seeing none, so that would be resolutions 633 to 641, and 643 through 659 as the consent agenda, 642 being pulled for a separate vote. All right. At this time, can I get a motion on the consent agenda?
Motion to approve the consent agenda?
Second.
Motion by Councilman Patil, second by Councilman Patel. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Councilmember Brescher.
Yes.
Councilmember Coyle.
Yes.
Councilmember Patel.
Yes.
Councilmember Patil.
Yes.
Councilmember Shmuel.
Yes.
Council President Poyer.
Yes. Resolution 642, Councilman Brescher.
Yes, I just have a quick question with this. Is this for, let's say, for the health policy for the town, what these rates are that are being established?
This is for medical evaluations and fit for duties for employee screenings.
Oh, okay. So this is like if somebody's if somebody's disabled and they have to come back, you have to send them for testing or anything like that?
Right, and then for onboarding as well. So new employees have to go through a medical screening.
And that's separate than like the health insurance plan that we have?
Correct.
Correct? Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure if we were trying to establish rates for the health insurance policy or, I thought that all this testing we always did went through the health insurance.
This is separate. This is not related. This is just strictly for employment purposes.
All right, thank you.
Any other?
No, that's it.
Thank you, Councilman Brescher. Any other comments on the resolution? Seeing none, can I get a motion on the resolution?
Motion to approve?
Second.
A motion to approve by Councilman Patil, second by Councilman Patel. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Councilmember Brescher.
Yes.
Councilmember Coyle.
Abstain.
Councilmember Patel.
Yes.
Councilmember Patil.
Yes.
Councilmember Shmuel.
Yes.
Council President Poyer.
Yes. All right, at this time, I'd like to open it up for oral petitions and remarks. Anyone that would like to speak? Hello?
Good evening, Gloria Dittman, Midland Road.
Thank you, you're recognized.
There's a couple of properties on Oak Tree Road. One is the Air Products property. I mean, they've been vacant for so long, like 20 years. Does anybody know what's going on with that one? And there's one directly across the street from the Unity Bank. And that has been vacant for at least 2 years. Shall I continue?
Yes, please, just so we can gather all the questions and we'll answer them at the end.
There's also a sign for Mayor Joshi on the abandoned CVS store. I think there is, unless I'm mistaken, there is a time limit when all those signs are supposed to come down. This is humongous sign.
All right.
I am happy to hear that Bob Deal has a committee for the 250th anniversary. I think it's wonderful, and we should all be proud of this great country. However, I would really appreciate it if we could get more publicity about the events. As an example, there was a veterans program last week, and I had no idea about the program being held, and I would have loved to have attended. I saw it on TV. It was beautiful. This room looked especially nice. They had draped it in patriotic colors. The presentations were very nice, but I think more people would have liked to have been here. I know you don't have anything to do with the Board of Ed. I know it's a separate entity, even though everybody pays that bill. But I just found out recently that the grades in the public school system are not A, B, C, D, as they were when I was in school. I know it was 1,000 years ago, but I do think it's important that we have a better handle on what our children are actually achieving in school. The reason I bring it up here is because I think you have a larger audience, and I think people at home ought to be aware of what's going on in schools, and they can take it up with whomever they're supposed to. That's all I have.
Thank you, Gloria. In regards to the Oak Tree Road properties, I don't have any information on the abandoned properties. Would anyone have any?
I think some of them could be under environmental cleanup, but if not, the owners could just be in pause on what they're going to do with the property. I haven't heard anything myself personally. Some people just sit on property until they want to build. I don't think we can force action to build on property.
But the property is owned.
I couldn't answer that, but public tax record can tell you who owns it, and I can look that up for you if you'd like.
I'd
Want to give me
appreciate
a call tomorrow?
In regards to the sign at the abandoned CVS, I don't know how that would.
What we typically do once we are advised of signage, we email the campaign managers and to let them know that they have to remove them immediately. And if not, then we send out zoning. So I will make sure that gets addressed tomorrow.
I do have a follow-up on that, but I don't want to delay on the other questions real quick. For the publicity for public events, I know we have the calendar on the website and that notices are put on there. Is there anything that can be done to give more notice or more advance notice of events? And my presumption is this was for the street dedication sign. So I guess more of a general request on that front, if it's possible. The ABCD letter grades in school, as you mentioned, we have no
Patch
jurisdiction.
and tap into.
And then the final comment on the, or question regarding the signs. If it's a sign that is directly on a building, does that prevent action on removing? So as an example, on Woodbridge Avenue, if you go down by where Edison Pizza is, there's a Resigliano 2013 sign that's been up since 2013. But it's on the physical property, right? So they have a freedom of speech aspect where they are entitled to have that on their property. So
I think the ordinance, I'm trying to remember the exact phrasing of the ordinance. So I believe the ordinance covers the temporary signs that are placed on yards, rights of way, things like that around the township to make sure that those get all cleaned up. If someone is choosing to mount a sign on their business or their home, I don't think the ordinance addresses that directly. It's not always the greatest thing, but honestly, even driving around my neighborhood, I still see political signs up on people's houses or banners or things like that. But a temporary sign like a banner has it kind of exists in this space between those two areas. So if it's an abandoned CVS, clearly the owner didn't put it up there. The campaign will take care of it.
what I'll do is after the meeting, I'll come to you and see if I can get more information on the location of what's actually there. I haven't personally seen it.
I'd appreciate it.
Thank you. Anyone else that would like to speak?
Anthony Deamron, Wiley Ave.
Thank you. You're recognized.
Thank you. Just give me a time to, knew I had to say something, I just forgot. All right. Oh, so this is, first of all, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Early Thanksgiving. Question for you. It's kind of a, put out there, if this is a stupid question, I apologize. If the township was in litigation for a lawsuit with like another entity, I don't know, builder, I don't know, whomever, and they settled on it for like, let's just say $500,000, right? Would the town, let's say the person that before the check is written to that entity, would that entity be able to say, you know what, I don't want the money right away. I'd rather take it, you keep it, invest it back into the town, and then give me a rate of return on that investment. Whereas you get to keep, I think it'll be more of a win-win situation, I think, for both parties. They get a little return on it, and then the town gets to do what it wants with that money instead of just giving them up, one sum, let's say. I don't know if they're able to legally do that or not. Another question is, in terms of the financing, our money, whatever money we have in a bank, or do we invest in any, or I don't even know if you're allowed to, but are you allowed to invest in federal bonds? Can a municipality invest in federal bonds? If so, do we invest in any? I think it's a smart, about 6 months, they were yielding a pretty high interest rate relative, 6-7 months ago, 6%. I think the 6 month is 3 or something now, and a year is whatever, maybe a little more. But it's a safe investment, very little risk. I don't know if we're able to do that, something to maybe consider. See what else. Oh, and also I want to just continue. I want to reiterate I would like to see a crosswalk, Woodbridge Avenue, where the Greenway is. I keep saying it. I think that area right there is underused in terms of students who go to Herbert Hoover. You could use that as a bike path, a walk path for kids to get to Herbert Hoover, but the problem is crossing over into Woodbridge, over Woodbridge Avenue, as you know. As a matter of fact, even on Woodbridge Avenue and Amboy, you have you have all 4 crosswalks there. You need a crosswalk across Woodbridge Avenue too. There's no crossing guard there either right now. It's a very dangerous highway. So, for those of us that live on my side of Clara Barton, if we wanted to go to the fair, to the street festival, we got to take the car there because you can't walk with a family across Woodbridge Avenue, especially at night. Very dangerous. So you can't see. I took a photo once of a person, kind of where you are, Joe, and looking down at Woodbridge Avenue where Amboy is. You can't see it. There was somebody walking there. It looked like a silhouette. You know what I mean? So if you had a lit up crosswalk, but more specifically by the Greenway, because those kids could easily get to Hoover, and you start really limiting that traffic on Jackson Avenue a little bit. It won't be overnight. It'll be contagious. It'll be one of these things where it'll be a copycat thing where one parent sees it, their kid's going, and the next thing you know, you see all the kids going, even in the downtown area, part of Clara Barton. You have every kid walking. A lot of schools, middle schools in surrounding towns, they do that. So something to just think about. I'd like to see that. I think it's a reasonable thing to do. Like I said, if we got to go through the county, talk to our friends at the county. I'm sure we have a couple. All right. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you, Mr. Dameron. In regards to the crossing guard possibility, if we can maybe ask the police department if that intersection at the Greenway and Woodbridge Avenue would be an item of consideration. Painting the crosswalk and such, because it's county road. I know you know how that kind of goes, so there would be some coordination on that front. The township being able to invest in federal bonds, is that something the township is even capable of doing?
I'd have to check with our bond counsel, but as far as I know, it's only local banks that we have investments with.
And the other item in regards to, instead of a settlement, kind of having a return on investment portfolio, for lack of better words, my instinct just says probably not allowable, but it might be on a case-by-case basis.
Yeah, I don't believe it's allowable. I mean, I've seen stranger settlements, but never involving a municipal entity partnering with a private entity for the municipality to invest funds on behalf of the private entity, but keeping the principal for themselves in their own use, because I'm not even sure how that would work for them to be able to use it, but also provide a rate of return. It's essentially asking if a private entity can invest in the township to make money, and I don't think that itself is allowable.
Council President? I mean, they could buy a municipal bond.
Yeah, that would be really the only way to do that, but in any other context, it's, if someone brought me that kind of settlement, I would advise against entering into it. There's too many potholes that you could fall into.
Thank you. Anyone else that would wish to speak? Seeing none, can I get a motion to close the,
Motion to close the public portion.
Second?
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Oral petitions and remarks is now closed. Sorry, just pulling up my agenda. At this time, we'll move on to reports from all council committees. I'll lump in the planning board with that. Starting from my right, Councilman Brescher.
I'd just like to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy the holidays, what you can, with your families. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Coyle, any committee reports?
No, sir.
Thank you. Councilman Patel?
I would also like to take this time to wish everybody happy holidays and happy Thanksgiving, and to be appreciative.
Councilman Patel?
None at this time.
Thank you. Councilman Shmuel?
Out of this time.
Thank you, and I have no council committee reports for myself. 22, points of light. Anyone with points of light that they would like to mention? For myself, I'll tag along with what was just said, with happy holidays for Thanksgiving. There are a couple of upcoming township events and activities. First, we have the community health assessment. The township is performing an anonymous community health assessment survey from now until January 16th to help the health department understand health problems within the community with the aim of finding solutions to those problems. Please visit survey.alchemer.com. Actually, visit the township website and you'll be able to find a more proper link. I apologize. Next, we have the Winter Wonderland, Saturday, December 13th, from 4 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. at Papiani Park. There will be arts and crafts, vendors, opportunities to meet and take photos with Santa, and more. On Monday, December 16th, is the Light the Menorah event at 7 p.m. at the JCC of Middlesex County on Oak Tree Road, where there will be the menorah lighting. We have a holiday house decorating contest. Decorate your front yard, garden, or porch with your festive creative holiday setup. Judging will take place on December 12th from 6 to 9 p.m. To register, please visit register.capturepoint.com/Edison. Winners will be announced on December 15th. On Friday, December 12th, the holiday dance for teens and adults with disabilities will take place at Minnie B. Veal Community Center on Grove Avenue. It'll be from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. with a $5 entry fee. For more information, please visit register.capturepoint.com/Edison. And finally, on Saturday, December 20th, we have a Parents' Night Out. Children grades K through 5 can be dropped off at Minnie B. Veal from 5 to 9 p.m. for a Parents' Night Out. There's a $10 fee per child, and registration is required by December 17th. Any other points of light? Seeing none. 23, discussion items. I'll start from my left. Councilman Shmuel.
I do not. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Patil.
None, sir.
Thank you. Councilman Patel.
I did have one topic that I wanted to discuss, was about privacy policy. It was the gentleman that brought that topic up with the flock camera a couple of meetings ago. And I looked into it. There is a city that does something in reference to it, which is San Francisco. They have privacy first policy, and I think it's a good policy to have for our town. But I believe it's too late for me to implement it at this stage, so I'm hoping the next council, when they do it come together, they do look into this. Main reason being is that, so let's say in Europe, they do have privacy policies where, let's say in your youth, you made a mistake, and back in the day, people would forget and people will move on, and you'll get a new, fresh start at life. Unfortunately, with the way our internet works now, everything is recorded. There's no way that anything is forgotten. So in Europe, there is policies that after a couple of years, you can have certain things deleted or purged so that you can start up fresh. And I think that's a good outlook. And another anecdotal conversation I had with one of my patients when I was working at a community pharmacy, where I was arguing for the fact that if you have nothing to hide, you shouldn't be worried, and you should be okay because it's for the safety of all, and it's okay for the government to record us. And the person arguing against with me was a Jewish person who happened to be from Germany back in the day, and he said, "Look, I didn't have anything to hide about my Jewish faith, but things changed, and the data that they had on me, that was used against me." So his argument for this whole thing came up because of red light camera at the time that was across the street from us. And he said, they shouldn't record us without a purpose. And I believe that is a good outlook for us, all residents. Our privacy should be protected. I'm sure this administration would use our data properly, but we don't know what the future administration would use that data for. So just to be safe, we should have a policy that protects us from unlawful use of where we were, what we were doing, anything along that line. If they have purpose, they should get a warrant and then record us, but not a blanket coverage of everything we do. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Patel. Councilman Toyle?
None, sir.
Thank you. Councilman Brusher, any discussion items? None? And I have no discussion items for myself. At this time,
Motion adjourned.
beat to the punch. Motion to adjourn by Councilman Toyle,
Second.
second by Councilman Patel. All in favor? Aye. This meeting is adjourned, 6:38 PM.